Our favorite 2001 medieval point-and-click cookie clicker game has been around for over 20 years, and in those 20 years, a lot has happened when it comes to updates, content, but also a lot of quality of life. And that is what this video is going to be about. We still need more quality of life. Let's get into it. Yo, what's going on guys? My name's QoL here, and today we're going to be talking about quality of life that I think and that I would love to see in 2022. Just as any video of mine, please leave comments with your suggestions. Obviously, I can't talk about all the quality of life that I think this game needs, because otherwise this video would be like 30-40 minutes long. Even though I really do love this game, there's still a lot of things that they can improve on, but I just picked a couple of things that are very near and dear to my personal gameplay style and heart and preference. So yeah, just definitely let me know what you think that RuneScape needs to improve on. And if you agree with my picks as well, and leave a like if you're enjoying this video, subscribe if you're new, and just let's get into it. So quality of life, for anyone who doesn't know what that means, it pretty much means like improvements to make the game better. At least that's how I usually see quality of life, but that's usually the definition that people give to it. So what I mean with that is, for example, a good quality of life, the tool belt. Instead of having to carry all your tools with you when you go skilling, you just have tools with you at all times. Like, you don't need to fill half your inventory with farming tools, you just have them on you at all times when you're playing, which I really like. I mean, old school players usually find that easy escape, but I know, I just love it. But something that I do think RuneScape is missing in quality of life, and that's my first point as well, is better in-game resources. I feel like RuneScape still relies too much on outside of the game resource, like the wiki. I love the wiki. RuneScape is working with the wiki, which is good. That's a very good advancement. That's like a good improvement to the game as it is. Like, have an official wiki supported by the moderators, supported by the game itself. That is like a very good thing. But I think something they can do is improve the in-game resources with the wiki in mind. And what I mean with that is, I am fully aware, by the way, just before someone comments it, I know there's a wiki button, I know within the game you can go to the wiki, but it's still an outside of the game alt-tab kind of source to read up on it. If you play full screen like I do, I have 2 monitors, so it's not a problem for me, but if you play full screen, you need to alt-tab to read wiki, go back to the game, etc. What I mean with the in-game resource and improvement into it, add the quick guides to the actual quest guides. Have a toggle or an option or whatever to actually add in the quick guide to the actual quest guide, with the resource being from the wiki. Just have the wiki guide pretty much in-game. And why I think that is a good thing is because I talked to some new players. I recently switched back to streaming RuneScape, twitch.tv/QoLRS if you enjoy clue hunting. And some of my Pokemon viewers actually decided to try out RuneScape, and they were struggling with some quests, because a lot of early quests are, you know, holding your hand, telling you where to go, highlight things, etc. But there are also some quests that do not do that. And I told them about the wiki, and I was like, dude, this is a lifesaver. Like, thank you very much. But if you don't know about the wiki, that can actually really, you know, burn someone out, I suppose. Like, it can turn someone off of the game, because, you know, the quests in RuneScape are not like they are in Skyrim or GTA or any other kind of game where, you know, it's highlighted or it's marked where you need to go, which I think could also be a solution, but that also is a big step away from how quests work in RuneScape anyway. So I think a good middle ground would be having the quest guides in-game, like the quick guides in-game, like just how you have like show item, show requirements, etc. That we have a show quick guide as well, where you can just use the regular guide in-game if you want to go for that little challenge, or you can just go for the quick guide. Another in-game resource that I think that really needs updating, and I think the newer bosses actually do have it a little bit better than the other ones, but explanation on mechanics and how the boss works, and just a basic overview of the boss fight. I think that really helps, instead of, oh, Erexi is a very dangerous poisonous spider that hits with magic attacks and that is weak to range or something. That doesn't help. Really doesn't help. Like, maybe some like little clips of the mechanics in the preview menu, where you can like see, okay, this is the magic attack, this is the range attack, this is the spider attack, this is the shield attack, this is this attack. Like, it doesn't need to give you a full-on guide. I think having to look up the guides on YouTube isn't a bad thing, because having that incorporated into the game, like which guide do you use? Are Jagex going to make guides themselves? Like that is too complicated. But at least have it so like the guide in game, like the boss bestiarity or whatever you want to call it, boss guide shows what the boss is actually about, and that you can, you know, prepare before. And it kind of goes back to my previous point with the quest. Like there's too much info outside of the game, and I think anything that can be inside of the game, that is, even if it's like very basic, should be in the game. And I think the boss explanation can really be updated as well. And that kind of goes for clues as well. Like I think there could be a better tutorial on clues as well. Maybe when you do your first clues, especially hard, elites, and masters, where there are puzzle boxes involved, which could be more difficult for people to understand. Like I know they have a preview of how to solve the puzzle box, like the solution, which I think is really good. But if you don't know how a puzzle box works, like you do the top row, the middle, the row below it, the other row, and then the last two rows, you need to do vertically instead of horizontally. I just realized that I was pointing out with my hands how to do it, and then realized this is a commentary, another video. But anyway, you need to do the last two lines or rows or whatever vertically instead of horizontally. And if you don't know that, you're never going to solve a puzzle box. So, you know, maybe when you open your first puzzle box, like, you know, get a like little solution, like a little guide for like maybe your first 5 clue scrolls or something. Because if you don't know that you can use Alt1, and that is allowed by Jagex to use Alt1, which is a tool to help solve clues, then, you know, you've no idea. That's the same with tower boxes, Celtic knots, and what are the other ones, like lock boxes. I think lock boxes are probably the easiest out of all of them, but still, like a little in-game tutorial or more explanation would be really nice. Something completely different, right? Something completely different, and also relating to in-game resources, are ability bars. I think ability bars are very easy as soon as you understand how they work and what to put on it. Like there's a good resource for it. It's called RS Pocketbook. If I don't forget, I will put it in the description of this video. It has like very basic action bars for revolution, full manual, etc. But I feel like Jagex should just add a couple of presets into the game. Like, they don't have to be fully optimized, but, you know, maybe like a couple of presets for range, magic, and melee, where it's like dual wield, two-hand, etc. Like, just some I know there's some basic ones, but they're not that expensive. Maybe expand on it a little bit. So, like, especially new players can look into it and actually have, like, simple loaded presets that they can use, and then, you know, have it refer to, if you want any more information, go to the wiki or whatever. Like, I think that could really help. All right, on a completely different topic, right? Something that I encounter when I'm clue hunting on Twitch, by the way. So if you want to follow me, go do it. Anyway, enough self-plugging. I know that's annoying. I hate it as well when people do it in videos. But listen, we don't have Raid Shadow Legends, okay? I need to do something. Shortcuts and clickboxes. There's so many shortcuts in the game that are just so useless, and I'd never ever use. Like, they're just like the wall in your nail where you go underneath it to the worst clickbox in the game, which should be on the screen right now. It's like a spider web. Please just fix the clickbox. Goes for ladders, doors, everything. Just fix them. Please, there's so many terrible clickboxes. Like, you probably encountered some horrible clickboxes as well. Like, they're either too big, like at the arc laser, or way too small, like the webs that you're probably seeing on screen right now. But shortcuts, there's so many shortcuts in the game that are useless, and there's so many places that need shortcuts. For example, Yokel's tent at the Mountain Dollar, there's no shortcut to there. Like, it's a very long way around, and there could easily be a very high level shortcut there. Same with the Trollheim patch. Like, if you play old school, there's a very good shortcut there, which requires quite a high agility level, especially for old school standards, to get to, which I think is just, give us some shortcuts. Have them very high level maybe for like the really good ones. But same with the hard clue step in the orc one. There's like a bridge where you could jump, like a normal person could just jump over, but you need to walk all the way around, go through a hole, and then get there. And I'm like, you know, even if they're locked behind quests, like advanced shortcuts quest or whatever, I don't know, do something, but give us some better shortcuts, please. Also, something else as well, which is near and dear to my own heart, because I have very bad eyesight. Like, I have very poor eyesight, and I'm someone who loves lore in the game. And I don't know a lot about the lore in RuneScape. Like, I know everything that I know from, like, just watching the quests, like what's going on, and reading the quest guide, and, like, having a basic understanding of it. And I'm watching some videos on lore as well, because I generally, as I said, I generally think that lore is interesting. And the RuneScape lore, on that hand, is very, very interesting as well. Like, there's so much going on in RuneScape with the Elder Gods, with the gods, etc. Like, it's super interesting, and there's a very good playlist. Also, if I don't forget to link it, I'll put it in the description down below, of the lore behind RuneScape. Like, it generally is really interesting. If you're interested, go check that out. But for me, the quest dialogue is just too small. Like, the contrast is very poor between, like, the background of you know, the dialogue box and the letters, but also the letters themselves are very, very small, and that kind of just puts me off from reading it. And my solution to that is just give us bigger text size for that as well, just like how you have bigger text size in your chat box as well. Like, I don't think that is too difficult, and I believe there's actually a moderator working on that. I saw that on Twitter a couple months ago, but I don't know if that's like a personal project or if that's actually something that's going to be happening in the game. Another solution for that is just voice act everything. Even if they go the Skyrim route with voice acting, like where all the main quests, like the Elder God Wars quest, for example, are properly voice acted with like unique voices, etc., which I also find very weird. Like in the Elder God Wars quest line and the God Wars quest line, and I think in the Sliska's one, some are voice acted and some are not, which I don't really like. Just with those quest lines, just voice act all of them. Like, even if it's just those quest lines, I'm happy with that. But as I said, they could also go the Skyrim route where, you know, you have some basic voice acting for like basic characters, like, you know, like rat catchers. They're just some basic characters, like just have a basic female voice, basic male voice, and just have them change accents a little bit. Or, you know, like, I don't care if I can hear that they're the same person, as long as they're not significant characters. Like, if Sliske sounds the same as Zeros, that's a problem. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be a thing. And that I just hope, I would love RuneScape to have voice acting, man. It would be so cool. The quests that have it, I just absolutely love. They're sick. But even if they just change the text size and the dialogue fencer, like, contrast, like, have it like the dark blue that the that my interface is, for example, and then, you know, have like us able to change the text color. And that goes for EXP drops as well. Like, that is something I struggle with as well. Like, besides the color being gold, which is sometimes very difficult to see, especially when you're at bright areas. Like, in the desert, XP drops are just non-existent because you can't see them. Have us change the colors like how you can in old school, and also let us change the size of them, but also the speed. They go so quick, like, you blink and it's just gone. It's just gone. Like, you can barely read it. At least I can with my poor eyesight. So, yeah. Those are some things that I would like to see. But as I said at the beginning, I would love to hear some things that you would like to see when it comes to quality of life in this game. So please let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like as well. And as I said, let me know if you agree with me or disagree in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're new. Go check out all the links in the description down below. My name is QoL, and I hope you had a great time. Much love. See you guys in my next video. Goodbye.